It's been about 3 months since the last time I uploaded, and since this channel now has an expiration date, I need to get as many of my thoughts out as possible while trying to maintain some sense of consistency. I'm also going to be switching back to this format because talking to myself in front of a camera feels odd. It's weird because when I'm streaming and someone asks me something or I go off on a tangent, I can do it, but just sitting alone trying to explain my thoughts feels bizarre. So moving forward with the topic of the video, I can't see myself buying any new consoles after the ones we have now. That being the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation Portal, and the Xbox ROG Ally. Gaming as a hobby is becoming far too expensive, and the companies themselves have lost their minds. The Xbox Series X release price back in 2020 was $500 and is now up to $800. Outrageous. The PS5 at release was $500 as well and is now up to $650, which isn't as bad as Xbox but still pricey as hell. But wait, it gets better. No packaging game. Also, I didn't bother to include the prices of the digital editions because let's face it, physical media is king. The Nintendo Switch 2 released at $450 and is now up to $500. The only way I see myself buying into the next generation of gaming is if the company sends me the console, which I don't ever see happening, or if a friend or family member bought it for me, which I don't see happening. But that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. The consoles aren't the only thing that are getting more expensive in price, but the games and the controllers as well. We're nearing the point where you'll soon be paying $100 on one OEM controller. Not two, just one. That's the price you would pay for a SCUF controller or a Victrix Pro controller, but not a standard controller. As for games, well, the Nintendo Switch 2 games are being sold for $70. At least the main franchise games are, which is what I feel like most people are buying the console for anyways. Xbox and PlayStation 5 games see a mix of $60 games and $70 depending on which one you buy. Now, can you get deals on a lot of this? Yes, of course, but it's probably the price it should be marked for in the first place. GTA 6 is already setting the stage for more expensive games down the line with its $80 and $100 options, which at this point you can tell I'm not a big fan of. You see, there's a pattern here with a lot of things moving forward, and this applies to other sectors of entertainment and goods in general. If one company or entity does it, the rest will follow. When the other social media platforms saw the success of TikTok, what did they do? They made their own version of it, and users flocked to it, and the platform got what they wanted. Getting back on topic, the same can be said for game prices moving forward. Since GTA 6 will be $80 for the base game, games afterwards will also be marketed at $80. It's inevitable. I look back now on prices that I saw growing up and it feels like a fever dream. Did we really pay $20 and $25 for GameCube controllers back then? Or what about the consoles themselves? I mean, back in 2014, the Xbox One release price was $350 and the PS4 was $400. Now, the PS4 was pushing it but seemed somewhat reasonable at the time. Even the Wii U, being the marketing disaster that it was, sold for $300. How bad does it have to get before the masses are like, nope, I'm out? Because right now I feel like most people are like, yep, this is fine. A problem we still haven't ironed out yet is how we are still paying full price for a digital game, which in time they could very so just take away on a whim. Looking at you, Sony, I heard what you did. That wasn't very cash money of you. DRM will play a huge factor in gaming in the near future as well, since a lot of companies will be moving to ditch physical releases and going all in on digital-only releases, and more than likely making us pay the price of a non-existent physical copy. It makes you wonder after a while how long the digital game you just bought has before they shut it down and you can no longer play it or access it. This is a clear as day bad practice and should be viewed as criminal. Then there's the argument of, but you buy digital Steam games, why is that okay but not console? Well, first, I don't buy a whole lot of Steam games anymore because most games that come out now don't interest me, but maybe a few here and there. Second, most games that I have bought have been through Steam sales during the summer or winter where digital games are wildly discounted, some $60 games down to $5 and other games being only $1 or $2, and you generally won't see this too much with console companies, especially now since all of them seem to be in dire need of money. Lastly, I am wary of possible DRM issues, as is most people that have Steam as their main gaming platform. Steam, from what I've dealt with over the past 10 years, has been kind to me and to many others, and I'd like to think that they want to keep that reputation. I'm not saying they are perfect, and they've definitely had their problems in the past, but we're already seeing what the console gaming companies are doing versus Steam, or even Galaxy of Games for that matter, which has expressed multiple times the importance of DRM-free media, and to always have it accessible to the consumer long after they bought it. The next question I get is, but why buy a console and play games on that if you can buy it on PC at a better price? Well, Sony has shown signs they are going back to making exclusives on their platform again. A console is usually cheaper than a PC, especially now, like, what the hell is this? Nintendo has its exclusives and always will. A console is a better fit in the living room than a PC for gaming, especially if you still like local co-op gaming, which is always fun and chaotic. Physical media option. Enough said. A console is a better gateway to a new user when considering price and easier UI for navigation of menus to play games and use apps and services. And then there's me, who likes collecting consoles and grew up playing them. The closest I came to PC gaming was playing on our family laptop, which was a Dell XPS from like 2005 and would barely run Town of Salem and Teddy Factory. Most times I had to play Flash games on Flash Portal or Miniclip, which I have fond memories of, and I'm not dissing, but I always wanted to play games like Gmod or something else that required a higher end PC that our family couldn't afford. I've been playing on PC now for 8 years, but I still love being able to pop in a cartridge or disc and pass the time by playing one of my consoles from years before. I also feel that some games are better played on console, like sports games. Playing on console has a very casual feel as opposed to PC, and being able to play on the couch in front of a TV is accomplished easier with a console. That is why I still view consoles as a valid option for gaming even after playing on a gaming PC for a while. If I had to make a prediction now for the next generation of consoles and their base price before the company decides to send the price into orbit, it will cost at least $800. Looking at how everything is being priced now and how everything continues to rise, all signs lead to an astronomical and comical number. I hope I'm wrong though. I really do want to enjoy gaming on new consoles well into the future, but right now it looks bleak. I mean, I can see myself on my deathbed playing the new PlayStation 15 and whatever game I requested at the time. That'll make for an interesting experience before I log out of this world. Companies and the consumer need to think about what they are doing right now when it comes to buying new consoles and games. Companies keep raising the price and consumers unfortunately keep buying what comes their way. It's a lose-lose situation because it means they will continue to get away with murder. The console companies, that is. So what will you do if things don't get better? Easy. Don't buy any new consoles or peripherals or games. It'll suck because I'll miss the sports games and exclusives, but if it means I don't have to take out a second mortgage on my house or work the corner, then that's a win in my book. But you could just buy the newest console used after a few years. Yes, but everyone will already be playing the next one and the online lobbies will be barren or shut down completely. You will more than likely have missed the boat. I mean, look at how everyone buys the newest thing the moment it comes out. From the generation of consoles that we have now and back will be the items I'll be after. Consoles, controllers, games, peripherals, and whatever else I might find along the way, and not just to play them, but fixing some up and preserving them for the next person to enjoy as well. Another option, and this one just keeps getting better and better by the day, is emulation, which could very so be the light on this ever-darkening path. With quite a few options at your disposal, like the Mii U Mini for handheld games or the Retroid Pocket 5 for bigger consoles, it makes it easy to get a hold of a console for a price that won't break the bank, and makes thousands of options for games easily accessible, and will probably keep you entertained for the rest of your life. Not to mention, we also have multiple emulator software available to customize and download to your heart's content. I'm really looking forward to Isu. I was sold after the first trailer. Should you also decide to go this route, your PC can probably emulate a lot as well, as long as it's not running off of an Intel Pentium 4 and hope. Lots of hope. Now, my favorite thing that anyone has ever said to me regarding this topic was, "Have fun living in the past." Thanks, I will. I won't have to be sat here and think to myself, "Oh boy, the new Xbox XYZ is coming out. It'll be $1,500. Guess that other kidney has to go." When this hobby used to be affordable. Now let me state for the record, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, but did feel that it was worth mentioning some of these products that have been a worthwhile investment for anyone looking to get into emulation. But I think I'll leave it there. That's a lot to take in, and I could go on and on about how bad the situation is, but I think anyone watching up until this point gets the idea. If you made it this far, thank you as always, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to try to be more consistent from here on out so we can give this channel one last push before it inevitably fails. The bigger request I have though is if you can go follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/IFFI_Tiger. I'm more active on there than I am on here. My schedule on Twitch varies at the moment, but I try to log as much time as possible. I'm a variety streamer, so I play a lot of games. Playing the same game over and over again drives me insane. Recently I've picked Jedi Fallen Order back up and just got finished with Mega Man X3, just to give you an idea of what games I play. There are many others because I'm not too picky, but that's the gist of it. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video.